Hey everybody, what's going on? Caleb Tullos here. I did not actually write a script for this video. I just decided to go ahead and to wing this podcast episode. We're inside today for this one, and I wanted to give a really quick update on a few things that have happened in my life recently. It's been over a week now since I hit a deer with my car, so I had to go and take care of a few things with that. I had to drive a rental for a little while. So the deer hit my car. It didn't total my car at first, I thought. I was driving home one night and my car started to overheat, so I pulled into a gas station and I couldn't get a lift out to where I was, so I had to have a complete stranger take me home. He was a veteran. He worked at a gas station. He had gotten off work. He said, "Hey man, if you wait for me, I'm off work in an hour." So waited for him to get off work. He gave me a ride home. I was only 15 minutes away from that gas station, and he gave me a ride home. That's good. Very thankful for that. I had to go get a rental. Did that. Then I got a call from my insurance company, and they told me that my car is a total loss. Got a call from Saints Collision Center, which is where I took it. It was a total loss. I can't remember if they called me or my insurance called me. One of them called me, told me my car was a total loss. The good news is I'm receiving a lot more money back for that Toyota Prius that got totaled than I thought I was going to from my insurance company. I got a Honda Civic now, so that's good. And I got this Honda Civic from a really good dealership that sells old, cheap, but reliable used cars. So that whole thing worked out. Got the vehicle for around $6,700, and I had to take a little bit of money out of my own pocket to pay for the vehicle, but it's definitely a workhorse car, and it's very reliable, and I can feel how reliable it is when I'm driving it. It's been such a blessing, and I was having a lot of stress and anxiety about getting another car, and it was just, the whole thing was just a pain in the ass, but I'm thankful that I have this car now. It's a 2010 Honda Civic, so I know that's going to get me from point A to point B, and I'm not going to have any issues with it. And I'm going to see if I can drive that car till I put 1,000,000 miles on it, and hopefully I'll be in my 60s when that happens, and I'll be in a much better place financially, hopefully, by that time. I believe I will. So, one thing I wanted to touch on, with this car in particular, I'm really going to do the due diligence of making sure that I'm really taking care of the car, making sure I'm getting the right oil put in it, and I'm gonna do my best to make sure I clean the car both inside and out, and I'm trying to get better about my cleanliness habits. You would think that after spending 4 years in the military that I would have that down to a T, but it's not how that works always. Discipline is much harder to keep than it is to gain. So I'm really working on that. I'm decided to come in here after washing my car, doing my laundry, and after cleaning my car both inside and out and doing my laundry, I decided to come in here in my closet and make a video. I'm renting out a room right now for $550 a month, so I'm able to save money. I wanted to talk about something that I'm really working on, just as a leader and as a businessman and as a musician, and also as a follower of Jesus Christ, because I am a Christian. It's what I believe. It's what I'm willing to die for. Back in December, Christmas Day, December 25th, 2025, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the mental health issues that I had. I was struggling a lot with anxiety and depression, and I recently went through a rough breakup. I had a talk with a friend of mine, and so it was a very, very bleak time, as you can imagine. We went to Love Circle in Nashville, which is a park where you can actually see the skyline of Nashville, and she was talking to me about, I told her how I was feeling. I knew I had to talk to somebody about how I was feeling, like mental health wise. So we sat down, we had a conversation as she was smoking her cigarette. So we sat down, we had a conversation. I was explaining to her the situation, because I had also had a lot of anxiety and just stress about my future and my financial situation and my health and my love life and in my spiritual life, and just having a lot of stress in general, about what the future holds or where my life is headed to, because I haven't achieved some of the things that I want to achieve, but just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. She helped me to recognize in this season, she told me a few things that I was doing wrong. She told me one of the things I was doing wrong upon not living in the moment and comparing my life to other people's life. She told me, well, she didn't explicitly say this, but she said things that helped me to recognize that one of the things that I was doing wrong was that I was trying to control things that were outside of my control. Which, you, the person listening to this, know that that's like, most things, right? most people, places, and things you can't control. So one thing that I've been working on ever since December, one thing that I'm continuing to work on it every single day, is, and this is something I'm taking ownership, responsibility, and accountability for, is doing what I can do and surrendering to God, the Lord Jesus Christ, the things that I can't control, And so in other words, anything that I can control, anything in my life that I can improve, anything that I can control that is a controllable variable in my life, I am going to activate, and I'm going to control, and I'm going to take power over, and whatever I can't control, I'm going to surrender to God, I'm going to do what I can do, and I'm going to surrender what I can't control to God, and so that's one thing I'm definitely working on. And because I've been having a lot of stress about, what the future holds, where my life is headed to, and God doesn't always answer prayers the way you want them to be answered. Even Jesus, the night before he was crucified, he sweat blood because he was under so much stress. And he said to God, can we do this another way? Even God said no to his only son, Jesus Christ. I know that I'm not always going to have the power to control, but I'm always going to have the power to surrender. And so it's definitely one thing that I'm working on. And hopefully, as I surrender the things that I can't control to God, that'll bring me peace and joy. Yeah, just wanted to give that quick update. I'm going to keep on pursuing a music career, to keep on working on my social media accounts and posting videos and working on the podcast. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the right guests on here soon, and we'll just go from there. I'm looking forward to having some really intriguing and interesting and entertaining and brilliant conversations and intelligent conversations with musicians from all different walks of life, and even people that are not musicians from all walks of life. All right, well, guys, that's all that I got to say right now. Maybe that's something that hopefully you can learn from my own successes and even my own failures. I'm going through Financial Peace University, working the Dave Ramsey baby steps. I'm on baby step 3, which is saving up an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, and still looking for new ways to make money, and still working the security job. So it's just take it one day at a time, and that's what I'm going to do, is just take it one day at a time. And, any sin in my life that doesn't need to be in my life, I'm going to do my best to get it out of my life. Just keep on keeping on, and I'm going to keep on listening to podcasts and reading books and trying to learn from each and every single mistake that I make and learn from my own failures and even successes. All right, well, guys, that is it for this podcast episode. If you got something out of this podcast episode, please, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave my podcast a 5-star rating on Apple, on Spotify, like this video, comment in the comment section, share this video. Y'all have a great day, and y'all have a blessed day. Love you all. Peace.